Hi, my loves. Hello, hello. I love you. Good evening. Good evening. Today we have a beautiful full moon in Gemini, and I just wanted to come on and teach a quick class. Nothing crazy. I got my fire going, and I'm like pretty stoked to have ch- mm, a chill evening, like have a bath, do my own movement, get in bed with a book. But I wanted to pop on here and just tell you two cool things, and then move you for, I don't know, like I always say, no time, but it always ends up being like so much time. Whatever. Time. What is time? So the two cool things is I have two projects that I am co-creating with Britt, one of my soul sisters, and the first one is called Sinful, and this is like a dope women's group. That's going to start in the new year, January 2nd, and it'll run on the new and full moons. We're going to weave in the wisdom of cosmology and astrology with the wisdom of our wombs and come together to talk about things like sex, love, magic, really learn our rhythm and get in tune. Like maybe we don't even know our anatomy. So, really learning that, learning our cycle and how to work with it. And it's going to be so dope. So I'm really excited about that. That is women only. Come on in, circle up with us. There's space for 11. And the second offering is the practice. And so I have been kind of working with Britt to create this like pretty expansive, beautiful vision, a movement practice. Like, I guess it's a movement, it's a body practice, it's a body, mind, heart, soul practice. And the practice seems like the best name because we don't want to limit it to anything. We want it to be able to keep growing, keep expanding, just like my practice has, just like all of our practices do. And so the practice is a space where we get to co create together and learn through and with each other. Obviously, we'll be teaching a lot about the body, the biorhythms and the biotensegrity of the body and how we move and um, different somatic practices, experiencing breath work, all of it. It's like it's pretty rich. Um, it's pretty big, but also so yummy, so exploratory, so investigative. So yeah, really excited about that. There's more information. Links are both below. Me and Britt are gonna pop on to YouTube tomorrow, I think, to our practice YouTube. That's actually not linked below, but I will link it. So I'll remember to do that when I get off. But yeah, so we have a channel that we're creating together as well. And so we're gonna go live there just to talk about it, break it down, tell you more. But this will be for like movement enthusiasts, yoga teachers, trainers, therapists, even people who want to understand the body, trauma in the body, breath work, how the body and the mind and the spirit and the heart all work together. It's yeah, it's gonna be dope. So um, there's all the information below, but if you have questions, you can always reach out to me, and I would love to help and talk. And yeah, if you want to catch us tomorrow in the practice YouTube space, then we're gonna go live there. So yeah, I'll leave that. I'll leave that like link below when I get off of here. I love you. I have energy today. It's a full moon. I went to the lake and I ran, and it was so beautiful. And as I was on my way running back to my truck, there was this lady who was, catching the last rays of sunshine, and she was just like standing there with her eyes shut and her arms open at the sun, and just like it looked like a prayer for the world. And so I stopped running and I did the same thing. I stood there with my arms to my sides open, like receiving, and absorbed the energy of the setting sun. And it was so, it's like those little moments that are so beautiful and special and perfect that you remember, oh, life, it's meant to be joyful and light and beautiful, and just to like take enough space to pause to really savor little pockets of bliss. So let's move. I love you. And we'll start just on the knees. Oh, I'm so excited for this fire. I haven't had one all week. I've been busy, so this fire feels like yay. All right, just on your knees, take a couple moments to set yourself up. You can take your hands to your bum maybe and just widen your cheeks, pulling the flesh up towards your sacrum. And then take the hands to the inner thigh. Curl your chin in towards your chest. Feel your shoulder blades wrap forward and slide your ribs from side to side. And almost like think about the lowest point of your ribs, lifting and widening, pushing out to the side as you slide from side to side. And to get some like extra, if you want it, you can resist your thighs wide, like you're pulling them apart to broaden through the back, to stretch through the spine. Maybe you want to start to involve the neck, rolling the chin along the chest, taking ear to shoulder, letting this just be really like soft and juicy. Hmm. And then find a zip of length through your belly, hands rest to the thighs. Soften your shoulders, feel them widen to the sides. Picking up through all sides of the heart space, there's this buoyant, floating, rising quality. Lift your chin, lengthen through the neck, and breathe in. And exhale with a sigh, let it out. Do it again. Inhale deeply. And exhale, let it out. One more time, just like that. Inhale, fill. And deep exhale, let it go. Allow your belly to soften towards your thighs, almost like you're moving towards a fold. And then when the hands sort of cup into the knees, like cup them, and then curl back, chin rolls into the chest. Slide your ribs from side to side, almost like you're leaning back into your shoulder blades. And then slide the hands onto the thighs, lift, lengthen into the belly, lift your chin, big breath in. And let it go. Slide your hands down towards your knees, cup them. Curl your chin in, allow yourself to roll back. Again, slide your ribs from side to side. It's almost like leaning back while staying connected so that you don't fall back. And to expand the space through your thoracic spine. Zip length into the belly. Lift your chin, big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Lift off of the heels, connect the top of the foot, press down with a subtle drag back. Sweep your arms forward, both hands catch behind the skull. The elbows pull forward as the head presses back into the hands. Root your hips back and wide. Rise your heart, lift up, lengthen through the belly, heart to sky. And take a couple of pulses through the center, sit back, sit deep. And then lift through the center, open. Sit back, knees press wide. Rise the ribs away from the hips, heart to sky. Open it up. And take one more just like that. Root the hips. Rise your heart, open. And then sit your hips back. Roll your chin into your chest, rounding through the upper back. Again, gliding the ribs from side to side. Feeling this lifted buoyancy of the lowest ribs float above the lumbar spine. The elbows can narrow towards your nose to broaden the space between the shoulder blades. Come back through center, root your hips, soften your belly, and open back up. Big stretch, rise high. And take one more pulse through the middle. Root the hips, rise your heart to sky, open up. Sit your hips back, reach the hands forward, make your way into an all fours position. Whether you need to walk your knees back or your hands more forward, make sure that you land with space so that the hands are ahead of the shoulders and the knees underneath of the hips. There's this opportunity of length through the belly. Okay. When you land here, the top of the foot continues to press down and subtly drag back. Just start to slide your ribs from side to side, connecting into a soft motion, letting it be intuitive. And as your ribs glide wide towards the left side, right ear can drop towards right shoulder. You can curl your chin into your chest and push into the mat to fill through the back heart. Slide your hips back, soft belly. Ribs wide towards the right side, left ear to left shoulder, chin in towards the chest. Push to fill through the back. Perhaps you continue that just like that. Or maybe you start to roll through the back. Now you can start to lift into this full rib rotation or rib roll or whatever. Almost like this like wax on, wax off. Find some stillness. Strong press of the mat away, lifting through the back rib cage. We'll tuck the toes, lift up into hands and feet. Land your feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat. Bend into the knees, soften the belly towards your thighs. And just start to pedal into the heels, working into a soft opening at the back of the leg. And then loosen it. Start to shift your hips from side to side. The knees can drop towards the midline as you push the mat away, broadening through the back. And something I've been really loving is rolling through the back. The knees bend and we roll. Alright, find some stillness, wide knees, connect your toes. Behind you, sit back, child's pose. Take your forehead to the mat, land here, let yourself ground down, perhaps roll your forehead from side to side, massage third eye. And taking just a couple of breaths here. And with the hands gripping forward just a little bit, roll your spine forward like a wave crashing up onto the shore. You can fix your knees back underneath of the hips, top of the foot connects in. Slide the hips back and then ripple it forward, curling chin in, pressing down the mat. As you slide the hips back, lengthen the belly. Curl forward, wash through the spine. Take one more. And then tuck your toes, lift back up, hands and feet. Little pedal of your heels, extending each leg individually. The hips high and wide, and the belly long, and pushing the mat away, the crown reaching forward. Deep bend into the knees, soften the belly towards your thighs. Root your hips wide and high. Right hand external rotation, toes and knees twist to the left. Knees forward, hips root back, rise, open into the left side. Take a few pulses here. Think about rooting the hips back, softening the belly long as you rise, opening to the space underneath of the left armpit. The eyes can be looking forward, maybe to the right hand. Take one more big stretch, reach long. Deep bend into the knees, lower your right hip down to the mat. Pick up the left foot, catch the left paw with the left hand. We want to keep the hips rooting back, the belly nice and long. You can kick the foot away. Paw presses into the hand, the heel reaches away as the femur roots back into the hip socket. There can be like this blooming of your heart towards the sky. Ra. Perhaps travel around with your leg, taking it over to the side. And then place your left foot back down to the mat. Hands forward, twist your butt up, hands and feet. Little pedal of the heels. And shift your hips from side to side. A little bit of a rinse it out. Winding into the side ribs, into the belly. Find some stillness. Bend into the knees, softening the belly towards your thighs. Externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees twist to the right side. Knees forward, hips back. Big arc, rise high into the right side body. Thinking about turning your shape into that of a rainbow. rising right ribs, eyes forward. Your central channel stays long and open, pulsing, moving yourself. Big stretch. Right arm reaches forward, lung open, and then deep bend into the knees. Sit your left hip down. Right hand catches the right paw. And think about widening the butt back. And then kick your right foot into your hand. Oh, there's the moon. Beautiful. And your heel, it's like it's pushing away as the femur roots back into the hip socket. And beam your heart up towards the sky. Little extension and then bend. You can travel around with your leg if it feels okay. And you don't have to go crazy. You can always just like stop where it feels right. Hmm. And place your right foot back down, 2 hands forward, spin your butt up, hands and feet. A little pedal. And take your eyes forward, step forward as wide as the mat. Bend into the knees, soften your belly towards your thighs, shifting weight from paw to paw, little bend and extend, softening through the arms, through the shoulders, through the neck. And then some stillness. Pause, press wide. Let's ragdoll up, nice and slow, lifting yourself all the way up. Take a pause to reorient yourself here. Lift your chin, big breath in, and let it go. Do that one more time. Inhale, breathe in, and let go. Something that I love right now is just moving. I love it all the time. But it's like you start to wind with your shoulders and your ribs. And so there's this like floppy opening. You can work into the arms. It's like you're peeling yourself open. It's little like, and let it start to just get loose and free. Moving in these spiraling, twisting forms. And keep a little bend into the knees. The toes can stay connected. Perhaps you want to floss through the back, these like little half circles. Letting the arms kind of just be heavy. Maybe you want to work into the neck, rolling the chin along the chest. Perhaps there's more of this like just moving energy. And so let it be free. Let it be exploratory. I don't even know if that's a word. It is now. And then find some stillness. Take a breath, breathe in. And let it out. I've been going swimming in the air lately. So start swimming backstroke. Mm. Switch your direction, front stroke. And just get curious about how it all moves. Is there anywhere that there's a little bit of tension? Isn't it cool how we sort of twist our whole upper body, our whole torso as we move the arms and the shoulders? Even the legs are not left without moving in this rotating way. Mhm. Hey, find some stillness. Breathe in and let it go. Hmm. Connect your fists down low by the belly. The elbows press forward and wide to the side. Shift the weight into the left foot and hover your right heel. Dig your paw forward to slide the hips back. And drag your paw back to connect into the back of the leg. Pick up your foot. A little bicycle pedal here. Pedaling like you're pulling through sticky honey. Think about rooting the hips back as you pedal with this resisted quality to try and connect into the right butt. Elbows press forward, chin stays lifted, heart stays full. And standing leg holds a little spring, a little bend and extend, rooting the butt back. On your next pedal, step your right foot back behind into a zigzag position or on a diagonal. Bend your knees wide, left fist to the inner left thigh. Right arm, let it hang heavy. Pick up through the back heart. So it's like you can imagine this puppet quality that there's like this little string lifting you up through the back of the heart. Sit the hips back and wide, and then lifting through the ribs, through the shoulder blade. Right hand connects to left ribs. Root the hips wide, lift and twist the ribs. You can soften your shoulders away from your ear, especially the right one, as you reach the crown long towards the left side. Take one more little lift and twist open. Yeah, and then release two fists. Connect them to the crown of your head. Take a couple pulses into length, knees wide, hips back, open the belly. Knees wide, hips sit way back, lift to open. Okay, release your arms. Take a little step forward. Rinse out, little shoulder swagger. Find some stillness. Connect your toes. And take a breath in and let it go. Connect two fists low by the belly. Shift the weight into the right foot, hover the left heel. And dig your paw forward to slide the hips back and wide. And drag the paw back to connect into the back of the leg. Pick up your foot and begin to pedal, pulse. The standing leg, the toes stay connected. We find this little bend and extend spring. And the floating, flying left leg that's pedaling to the side, we connect into this resisted quality, like it's pulling through cold honey. And we find the engagement in this left butt. And sitting the hips back into each pedal. And keep your chin lifted, your heart buoyant, rising, open on all sides. On your next pedal, we'll step the left foot back behind into zigzag or on a diagonal. The right fist can connect to the inner right thigh. And the left arm can just hang like dead weight, like heavy. And then bend, root the hips, and lift up through the back of the heart. Bend, hips back, lift. And as you lift into the back of the heart, you can resist your right fist to the inner thigh. Left hand to right ribs, root the hips back and wide. Lift and twist open. Soften the shoulders away from the ears and reach the crown, lengthen the neck up and over towards the right side. Sit the hips, long, soft belly, open. Take one more. And 2 fists forward of the heart, carry them to the crown of the head. Take a couple of pulses into length here, rising, opening belly. Hips sit back, knees wide. Lift to open, heart to sky. Take one more big stretch, reach it up. And then release your hands and step forward. A little shoulder, heart swag or sway. Okay, hover the heels, narrow them inwards, and take a deep squat, knees way wide, hips way back. Land your fingertips forward and just start to tick-tock the knees from side to side. You can stay here if this is where it feels good. If you want to go a little deeper, you're welcome to plant right hand down. Right knee moves forward, left knee moves back. Right ear to right shoulder, left fingertips dig down and drag back. Inflate, breathe, rise into the left side. And then the left hand plants down, left knee forward, left ear to left shoulder. The right fingertips lighten, rise and expand into the right side. Using the breath as movement, right hand plants down, right knee forward, right ear to right shoulder. Left fingertips lighten, dig down and drag back as you rise into the left side. Use your breath to move into the ribs. Left hand lands down, left knee forward, left ear, left shoulder. Lighten the right fingertips, dig down, drag back, and feel the expansion through the right side. Use your breath to move into the ribs. Back through center, hands and feet. Walk the feet back, whatever you kind of need to make it back into this space. A little pedal, a little shift of your hips side to side. Take what you need. Okay, externally rotate your right hand, toes and knees twist left. Knees forward, hips root wide, rise into the left side. And take a stretch, reach your left arm long, big opening. And then take left hand to right forearm, root the hips wide, and begin to open into a spiral. Knees forward, hips back, lift, open, right ribs revolve up towards the sky. Hold the bind. Back cat, left foot slides behind, step back. Knees wide, hips continue to root up and wide towards the right side as we open into a deeper space on the left side. And keeping it moving, moving with your breath. And take one more pulse here. Open, feel, breathe. And then release your left hand back to the left side of the mat. Moving into pigeon pose, carry your left shin forward. I don't take my left shin on a 90-degree. That doesn't feel cool to me. And if you need support underneath or lift it up a little bit, you can take that. And your hands can go on either side, like a bit of a wide space here. And just start to move. So this is something I'm re-exploring again because I'm like, well, I used to love it. It was really nice. And it is still really nice. And if it's not, make it so that it is. You can always creep up a little bit, put a block underneath of your left butt, shift from side to side, move with it a little bit. You can tuck your right toes and yeah. Something that I love. I told you that I was on a run, so this is why I'm really loving this pose back in my life. Again, bend your right knee. Take your left hand to catch your right foot. Maybe pull the heel towards your bum if it feels okay, and then kick away. And move with it. Pull in and kick away. And move with it. Mm-hmm. Okay, left hand to the mat. You can kind of sit over to your left butt, and the right hand can reach back. Just pulling in and releasing. With this right foot, we're just going to let it land kind of back. And you'll kind of pop yourself into these ninja chop legs, little karate chop legs. And then take your hands way back here. You might want to fix your right foot. Right? Yeah. And then just wash your knees from side to side. You can fix your arms however they need to go to make that feel okay. Yeah, and the next time the knees go towards the right, lift up your left hand and carry it beside the right. Yeah, and then lift up your bum and reach back. Ah. And then sit your bum back down. Lift the knees, carry them over towards the left. Left hand plants down. Lift onto the knees off of the bum and lift, open. Let's take it one more time on each side. Lift the knees, wash them over to the right. Right hand plants back behind. Left hand sweeps you open, lift your butt. Mm-hmm. And then sit your bum down. Carry your knees back forward. Lift, open. Okay. You're kind of back where we started a little bit ish. And it doesn't need to be pretty, but plant your hands forward, tuck your back toes, and lift yourself back up, hands and feet. Take a pedal, a little shift of your hips from side to side. Okay. Externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees twist right. Knees forward, hips root wide, rise to open into your right side. Pulsing here, breathing, big stretch, reach right arm long. Carry yourself into a bind, right hand, left forearm. Root the hips wide and high, open spiral. Knees forward, hips back. Resist the hand away from the forearm, open and rise into the right side. Hold the bind. Right foot slides behind, step back cat. Knees wide, hips root back, open. And keep your pulse alive, and keep your breath alive. Rising and opening through the right side, little spiral, root the hips, twist the ribs. One more big stretch, big open. Release your bind, right hand to the right side of the mat. Pick up your right foot and carry the shin all the way forward into this sort of like casual pigeon. And again, if pigeon doesn't feel that cool to you, you can make it work for you. Put a block underneath of your right butt or come up a little forward onto your knee. Make it work for you. And for me, my pigeon is not with a 90 degree at all anymore. So I just like it with my calf and my what do you call that thing? My calf and my hamstring are connected kind of, and I move side to side. I allow myself to sort of just work into it. You can tuck your left toes and push up and back. One thing that I know as a truth is that your body is highly intelligent and it craves new, changing movement. So maybe pigeon's not the thing to do every single day, but maybe it is a thing to bring back into rotation of opportunities, you know? Hey. You can keep your left hand connected to the mat. Reach your right hand back to catch the top of the left foot. If it feels okay, draw the heel towards your bum and then kick away. You can give yourself some resistance, which gives you a beautiful stretch into the quad. Pull the heel towards the bum and then kick away. This is also like a dope shoulder opener. I love it so much, so much. I love. And this just feels like so important, these quad stretches, as I run more often than I used to. Right. And then we will switch. The right hand can plant down and the left hand can reach back. You can also play with being on the forearm, maybe bow. We're just going to guide this left foot kind of back behind. You can lift your heart up. Your knees will be a little wide, or your ninja chop formation will be a little bit wide. So we can fix it by just zoop, shutting it up a bit. And then take your hands back behind you and rinse it out. Wash your knees from side to side. I said I was going to make this a short class. I think it's not short at all. Ah, whatever. I really suffer from time. Time, what is it? Okay, the next time the knees move to the left, leave them there. Pick up the right hand and sweep it back as you lift your butt. Wow. Beautiful stretch. Open. And then drop your butt. Wash the knees. Right hand lands down. Left arm picks up. Big stretch. Reach back. And then drop your bum. One more time on each side. Knees to the left. Sweep to reach. Open. Drop your bum. Right hand. Lift the left. Big sweep. Open. Drop your bum. Hands forward to the mat. Tuck your back toes and lift yourself up. Hands and feet. Just pedal it out. Little shifting of your hips. Worm around. Lower your knees down to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide the hands back. Soften the shoulders and soften your breath. Lift into your heart. Feel yourself rise in length. Take both of your hands to your heart, one on top of the other, and just presence here. I've been thinking a lot about the heart lately. I hope we can all come back into our hearts, move from this place that seeks joy and love and pleasure, that knows kindness and compassion and deep empathy. I think that's where we'll end this little pocket of movement. I teach live on Daily Ritual.live. I would love to move with you, get to know you. The teachers on Daily Ritual with me are really special as well, so you'll love them too. We're like a little cool family, and yeah, it's really special. It's really important. So come and join us if you feel inclined. Come move with me in real time. I would love to meet you. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Beautiful moon. Fill your heart with all the things that you love. Make space sacred. Make space. Take pause. I love you. Peace out.